This bulletin is coming to you live from our studios here at Kogomimle in Accra on digital address GA0993341 on Joy 99.7 FM. It's also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by Telesol 4G, proudly Ghanaian, Telesol, Just Attach, and Mark Auto Parts Ghana, distributors of Isuzu and Chevy cars. Mark Auto Parts Ghana, with you for the long run. And coming up, National President of University Teachers Association rises to the defense of KNUST Vice Chancellor following mounting calls on him to be sacked after last Monday's demonstration by students that led to the shutdown of the school.
This very matter that has brought about this crisis was a policy decision that was made at council. And therefore, UTAC does not think that the entire blame should be laid at the feet of the Vice Chancellor.
Meanwhile, students are pleading for the reopening of the school, saying the shutdown is adversely affecting their academic work. We'll hear from a female student and get a live update as Nooks addresses a news conference on the matter. Also, Auditor General blames accountants for institutional corruption. We'll tell you about Daniel Domelevo's praise for Ghana's audit law at the International Anti-Corruption Conference. We'll also bring you details as the Electoral Commission commences exhibition of the voters' register tomorrow.
And we've got sports coming up later, Araba, and we have details of Kumasi Asante Kotoko's petition to the Normalization Committee wanting to play in Africa despite the decision to boycott.
That's coming up in 20. And dropping tilapia sales in Accra as consumers stay away from the protein meal amid alleged contaminated estuary tilapia scare.
Ever since the news came in, the appetites have lost.
I've stopped consuming tilapia.
I don't think I can ever eat it again.
We'll hear from some dried and salted tilapia sellers who have been dismissing claims the dead estuary tilapia have found their way onto the markets.
Natural one, fish pond, safety.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Arba Kumsin, sitting in for Emefa Apo. Now, don't blame the Vice Chancellor for the destruction on the KNUST campus. This comment, attributed to the President of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, is in response to some calls for the sack or resignation of the KNUST Vice Chancellor, Professor Kwesi Obridanso. On Monday, students of the university destroyed school property in a protest to demand fair treatment from campus security guards. The incident led to a curfew followed by the indefinite closure of the school. Some politicians and old students, especially alumni of Katanga Hall, have blamed the VC for the incident, asking that he steps down. But speaking to Central Regional Correspondent Richard Kojunyako, UTAC President Dr. Eric Opoku said the call is unfortunate.
We think this call is unfortunate and unnecessary, especially at this time, because Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has a governing council, and the council is properly constituted. The UTA president is on that same council. TEU has a representation on council. And therefore, this very matter that has brought about this crisis was a policy decision that was made at council. And therefore, as a result of student response to this policy, if certain unfortunate things have happened, UTAC does not think that the entire blame should be laid at the feet of the Vice Chancellor.
So you feel that it would be unfair for people to pour their venom on the Vice Chancellor alone because, I mean, he is just the implementer of the decision of the state?
Exactly, because that's how a university works. Once a policy comes from council, the Vice Chancellor has the mandate to implement the policy. So you cannot say that the Vice Chancellor should be taken out of office. And even if that decision ought to be taken, we think it is the call that should be made by the University Council.
Well, so you heard the UTAG National President, Dr. Eric Opoku there. Well, some have said that the carnage witnessed on Monday and the school's eventual shutdown was expected. Love FM's Kwesi Deborah has been cataloguing the series of events that led to this incident.
Broken vases, shattered glass doors and windows. Not even past vice-chancellors were spared. In 2014, the then Vice-Chancellor, Professor William Otu Ellis, initiated moves to convert the two male halls, University, also known as Katanga, and Continental, otherwise referred to as unit halls, into mixed facilities. It was intended to deal with persistent acts of violence perpetrated by resident students of the two halls, both on and off campus. Professor Otuelese's tenure elapsed, and the mantle fell on current Vice-Chancellor Professor Kwesi Obridanso. 2 years after his investiture, he carried out the plan. Katanga and Unity Halls received female residents. Likewise, all female Africa Hall also had males move into habitation. However, it never went down well with some students and alumni.
When this issue started, we were condemning and trying to talk to the Vice-Chancellor together with the SRC. The Vice-Chancellor of the university is trying to be too autocratic.
Aggrieved persons petitioned KNUST Chancellor Asantehene Otunfo Setutu II and later President Akufo-Addo to reverse the decision. A High Court dismissed an interlocutory injunction application filed by students to restrain authorities from going ahead to effect the conversion. Some alumni were allowed to observe weekly vigil known as Morah, during which students drum, sing and dance all night on Fridays. But authorities decided to put a leash on it when they found out the activity had been corrupted with revelers going naked and harassing female students. On 6 September 2018, police at KNUST station arrested and later granted bail to 3 students of Katanga Hall for illegal assembly and violent behavior. Last Saturday, 20th October, 11 students of the Katanga Hall were arrested. One of them was injured in a scuffle with university security. Earlier in August, a video of students being manhandled by school authorities went viral. Then, on Monday, a few students started blocking roads to prevent especially shuttle vehicles from carrying students to the lecture halls. 4 of the halls, especially the 2 converted halls, suffered a heavy destruction. Who is abusing his right and whose right is being abused? For Joy News, Kwesi Debra, Kumasi.
So by now you may have heard about the vandalization of properties during the demonstration, but what exactly is the extent of damage done by the angry students? Here's a news desk report.
The destruction is massive. You get the sense that the mob attacked anything on sight. In one video, you can see smoke swelling into the branches of the trees in front of a hostel block. A car has been torched, and gradually, the entire frontage of the block is engulfed. One of the vehicles, a Nissan Rogue, was occupied, so you can see the owner gliding off amid shouts from the students. Also, the pickup vehicle of the Dean of Students has the windscreen broken and the interior bent. We know that about 20 vehicles have been destroyed so far. Audi A6, Camry, Opel Aguila, Toyota 4Runner, and so on. But the administration block is another place a lot of destruction was done. The glazed entrance has been torn down. Glass particles and pieces of aluminium bars strewn dangerously on the floor were the objects used. The broken rim of a car tire, rocks, and chairs. Another glazed door has multiple cracks at the top. It's obvious this door needs some replacement. The students can be seen in another video milling past the Chermantin Park, but here the fabric used for the signpost has been punctured with sticks. Litter bins would see the worst assault. Almost every one of them was either crashed or turned over, revealing its ugly content.
Where the KNUST security?
Not even the police station was spared. The students attacked the station. One student is seen lighting up a number of seized motorbikes, and within seconds, it's all up in smoke.
Let's stay on the KNUST saga a while longer because some students have catalogued abuses they suffered which triggered the violent protest on Monday. A third-year communication design student, Efiba Harrison, has been sharing her experience with Joy News. She claims the restrictions on campus by the private security guards affects their academic work.
To be honest, if not every student, almost all of us have a story to share on lives on campus and how the school administration have not made it so comfortable for students. I'm a student reading communication design, and there are times where we're supposed to experiment with our cameras, take photographs as a means of expressing ourselves creatively, all right? We go around taking these pictures, and these security men will take your cameras. I walked to the Dean of Students' office. I told him my experience about security men taking cameras, and he assured me that it won't happen again, but I don't know whether he forgot it.
But what's the reason? Why would a security man take a camera of a student? Because you're taking pictures?
They demand permits before you take pictures. With even student ID card isn't enough.
Is it because perhaps you're taking pictures of those security men?
No. Pictures on campus, the environment, and they just take your cameras. And there are instances where students have reported some of these instances to the lecturers, to the student body. But I asked myself, if somebody or the lecturer who is more or less equal to school or has some form of influence on school administration gives me an assignment and I'm asked not to do that assignment, then really as a student, what can I do? We are still not being listened to, and the
So you heard the third-year communication design students of the KNUST, Efiba Harrison. Well, we understand some concerned students of KNUST are currently addressing the media on this matter. Nanaya Ojima is with Love FM. He joins us on the line with updates. Nanaya, what more have the students been saying?
All right, so this group calling itself concerned students of KNUST are saying that the interim management should be constituted to take over the affairs of the university, because they believe that the inactions of the present management of the school has resulted in what happened on Monday. And also they want the university to halt the construction of a wall around the university, and rather channel that resources into the building of a new hall on campus for females, so that the already converted halls, that's the Conti Unity Hall and Katanga Hall, will be reversed for students for CAM to return on campus.
All right, many thanks for that update. Nanaya Ojima is with Love FM in Kumasi. Now, away from that, more than 2.1 million voters in the 47 districts of the 6 regions to be carved out of the existing 10 will have the opportunity to verify their details as the Electoral Commission begins exhibition of the voters' register tomorrow, October 25. The exercise follows the limited registration exercise carried out by the Commission in the referendum enclave. So here's the Director of Operations at Samuel Tete.
These are the number of registered voters in the carved areas for the referendum. 2,177,751. We have a whole lot of items that we have actually procured. For now, I cannot actually give you a figure as to how much we have actually spent procuring those items. It even includes, when we say logistics, even a human resource aspect, where we even train our officials and other things to undertake exercises. The register will be having both the 2016 one as well as the recent limited one that we have. But we haven't actually pulled out the carved areas from the non-carved areas. It will be for that particular exhibition center. So if we have a polling station with 2016 register, that is what we will have. If it is the limited one, that one will be limited only to that particular registration center.
So that's Director of Operations at the Electoral Commission, Samuel Tete. Let's go on the line now because my colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson was at that media briefing. He joins us on the line. Parker, how long is this exercise expected to run?
It's a 7-day exercise, Araba, and as you mentioned, it is starting tomorrow, 25th to 31st of October. The commission, the chair of the electoral commission says that all is set for this particular exercise. Now, she indicated that all logistics for the exhibition exercise have also been procured and will be delivered to the districts before the start of the exercise. So they're expecting that by close of day today, they will deliver all the logistics for the exercise. And one interesting thing that she said was that even though persons who are not within the affected areas can also transfer their vote as far as this exhibition exercise is concerned in order for them to vote in the referendum.
All right, Chrissy Parker Wilson, many thanks for that update. Let's turn our attention to the courts now. And two justices of the Supreme Court, Julius Ansah and Sophia Edinyira, have assured parties in the case challenging the construction of the National Cathedral that the court is eager to deal with the matter expeditiously. James Kwabena Bonfair, member of the Convention People's Party, in March 2017, dragged the Attorney General to the Apex Court seeking a declaration that the decision of the government to purposely endorse, assist, aid, partly sponsor and or support the construction of the cathedral near the State House of Ghana for Christian interdenominational church services amounts to an excessive entanglement of the Republic and religion and therefore unconstitutional. Joseph Akable is in court. He joins us on the line with updates from the court. Joseph, we understand the Deputy Attorney General reminded the court of the pending injunction application against the construction of the cathedral. What was the court's response?
Justice Julius Ansah, who is the presiding judge in this particular case, said that because they want to deal with the matter quickly, that application will remain pending. But they directed that the lawyers involved in the case, that is lawyers for James Kwabena Bonfair, the Deputy Attorney General, are to file the memorandum of issues. These are the main points that they think the court should have its mind to in terms of the substantive case in itself. So once they file that and they are able to agree and there's no opposition from any of the sides, the court will fix a date to give a judgment, and we expect that that judgment will first address the issues of the injunction that remain pending as well.
Okay, but you've also been speaking to Mr. Bonfair. What more has he been telling you?
But you recall that he had raised concerns about the fact that the court was not hearing the matter as he filed it in 2017. But he's happy with the decision by the court and assurance that they are going to deal with it expeditiously. He goes on to argue that, as far as he's concerned, the state has no business meddling in religious affairs, and this doesn't have to do with just Christianity, but issues of the pilgrimage that the Muslims embark on, state assist them through the establishment of the Hajj board. So
the state must not seek to discriminate against any religion. The state must not seek to overly entangle itself in religious affairs, so long as we are supposed to respect equality of all religions. I think that attempts by governments in the past, engagements by governments in the past and in the present with respect to involvement in Islamic pilgrimages to Hajj, by the setting up of Hajj board and committing state resources, and in another instance, seeking to build a so-called national church, they are an affront to the constitutional process. And I feel that the Supreme Court should be invited to make a determination on that matter.
We know this matter has been pending for some time. We heard a justice say they are eager to deal with it. Does that satisfy you?
It gives me a lot of comfort that they know how important it is. We need to set the matter clear.
And James Kofi Bonfair is a member of the CPP who has dragged the Attorney General to the Supreme Court seeking on the issue of the construction of the National Cathedral. You're listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Stories gone by. National President of the University Teachers Association rises to the defense of the KNUST Vice Chancellor following mounting calls on him to be sacked after last Monday's demonstration by students that led to the shutdown of the school. Also, we brought you details as the Electoral Commission begins exhibition of the voters' register tomorrow. And still ahead, we have sports and also sales in tilapia drop as consumers stay away from the protein meal amid alleged contaminated estuary tilapia scare.
Ever since the news came in, the appetites have lost.
I've stopped consuming tilapia.
I don't think I can ever eat it again.
We'll hear from some dried and salted tilapia sellers who have been dismissing claims that dead tilapia have found their way onto the consumer markets.
Yapala ni dazam la da braka. Natural one, tamanya fish pond, tala safety. Nova planami.
And welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for sports and Ibrahim Ridwan Asante. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. It's been a while.
Yeah, very long.
We're in the same colors today.
Really? Are we?
This maroon and mine is a deep red.
So it's definitely not the same colors.
But from the same family.
So what is in sports?
However, you looking gorgeous. Anyway, we have to talk club football now. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have written to the Normalization Committee of the Ghana Football Association arguing they are qualified to represent the country in next year's CAF inter-clubs competitions. Now, this is contrary to the unanimous decision taken last Friday when the committee met with club owners and administrators here in Accra. Benedict Sousu has details of the letter written to the committee.
Section 1 of the new CAF Confederation Cup regulations approved on January 10, 2018 requires cup winners clubs of affiliated associations to participate, and Asante Kotoko SC is the current holder of the FA Cup. Section 4, Clause 6 is to the effect that in the event a federation does not organize a cup competition for whatever reason, that federation has the right to present the participation request of the same club or clubs that had previously won the Federation's Cup. Asante Kotoko is the beneficiary as being the current holders of the FA Cup. Not oblivious of the possibility of getting the nod to participate in the competition, due to the above-cited provisions in the CAF Confederation Cup regulations, we've had to invest so much in our team by way of technical and player recruitment, as well as the acquisition of several facilities. Any attempt to prevent Asante Kotoko from participating in the 2018-19 CAF Confederation Cup competition would be a serious breach of the CAF Confederation Cup regulations and an infringement on the rights of the club.
This will be a major test for the Normalization Committee. They have to find out if Kotoko really have got a case to represent the country in next year's CAF Confederation Cup because they won the FA Cup. A lot of issues are popping up. We'll just take our time, distill the issues, and then we'll present to you, Araba.
To me or to the audience?
You plural, not you singular.
Of course, I know that. But do you still eat tilapia?
No.
Is it because of the scare from the Suchari?
The money.
Ibrahim Ridwan, thank you for sports. Now, the Auditor General of Ghana, Daniel Domilevo, says accountants are among the main group of persons responsible for institutional corruption. He has therefore called on international accounting bodies to tighten their regulations in order to ensure integrity and compliance accountants and auditors. Mr. Domilevo was speaking at the ongoing International Anti-Corruption Conference in Denmark.
Most of the institutional corruptions that we come across, one group of people that I cannot excuse in this equation are accountants, because accountants have a major role to play in this. They know very well that the horses are bolted long ago, but they portray a picture to the world that the horses are in there. They do what they refer to as innovative accounting. I call it corrupt and manipulation accounting, because the figures that they put out there to show the financial health of the organization is very, very wrong. So you find an audited financial statement in which the auditor will have expressed opinion to say that it's a true and fair view of the financial position. Less than 3 months down the line, the organization is collapsing. So what did you see? And if you pick the financial statements just on the surface of it, it shows that this institution died long ago. But somebody is trying to tell us it is still there. So depositors will be put their money inside that bank, or people will still be investing in that institution, which is no longer. That's why I think that it is time at the international level, what we refer to as IFAC, International Federation of Accountants, insist that all their member bodies have to do practice review and financial statement review.
So that's Auditor General Daniel Domilevo, and he was speaking at the 18th International Anti-Corruption Summit ongoing in Copenhagen, Denmark. Now, there's a sudden boycott of fresh and dried tilapia by some consumers following the estuary fish scare. Many individuals who hitherto enjoyed the tilapia in their meals are backing off the delicacy until the mystery surrounding the death of over 14,000 pieces of the fish at a Chinese farm at estuary is resolved. Officials from the Fisheries Ministry, Food and Drugs Authority are currently investigating the matter, but that has not assured members of the consuming public who say they cannot eat the fish again. Listen to some of them.
I'm a huge lover of tilapia, but ever since I saw those images of those dead fish, the tilapias, I don't think I can ever eat it again. Maybe not ever, but at least for a while until all this is cleared, I don't think I'll eat tilapia again. It's just not safe, and our lives are more important than the taste of any type of food.
I've stopped consuming tilapia and it's my favorite fish. I really like it, but with the recent information, it means that I have to stop eating it, and there's no way I'm going to take it, whether it is cooked, roasted. No, I'm not going to until I hear information that it's okay for us to consume it. That's when I'll do it, but for now it means I have to do with other fishes.
I'm an occasional consumer of tilapia, and so I wasn't too worried following news about some dead tilapia in a fish farm at estuary. However, I was a bit skeptical about consuming tilapia anytime soon. But then, since the regulatory bodies have come out to clear the air, I wouldn't mind taking a bite at it.
Well, you had some tilapia lovers there, but some dried salted fish sellers, popularly known as Kobe sellers in parts of Accra, are dismissing claims some of the contaminated tilapia have reached the consumer market. The traders, who have been lamenting poor sales since the reports of the tilapia broke, say the dried and salted fish, that's Kobe, they sell were brought in from far away in Volta region. They've been speaking to Komladum at the Malamata and Adabraka fish markets.
The fish, the tilapia they sell and the Kobe they sell from here are directly from the Volta region, and so they bring them all the way here to onwardly retail them to the consumers. And she says, following the announcement that some fishes have been poisoned at Asotware, patronage has been low.
On a public cabadi, natural one, tamanya fish pond, tala safety, nova plananami.
Ube a meadow called chemicals, they all called bre akbaji, we call it asia, they all may ye. A meadow called leva asikeme, sibebo bonobajane.
Ah, Marakamakura curfew. Akayeshem
says none of the pieces of contaminated fish from Asotware have found their way onto the Adabraka markets. Oh, announcement ki amo make a new flow, leke me business, while Ednemelega, Poliamon flow. He says there's some difference between the dried fish that they sell. So, for instance, what we have here in front of us is white, and that is different from that which is born from the fish ponds, and that has very black patches. Oh, since the announcement, people do not come around to patronize her fish anymore.
And you heard Komladum speaking to some Kobe sellers in Malamata and Adabraka here in Accra. It's time for what's trending, and Mapito joins me in the studio. So Mapito, have you stopped eating tilapia?
I have. I don't want problems, though. I don't want problems.
Why? Is it because you're not sure of the sauce?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Like, I don't want problems. Maybe, you see, that poisonous fish lands up on my plate.
But Mapito, I mean, local eatery here, I mean, it's safe to consume the kind of fish. And we know where the source is, where they're taking the fish from.
Araba, are you still eating tilapia?
I am eating tilapia.
Enjoy.
I'm not going to stop tilapia because
you must enjoy it, okay?
But what's trending?
Okay, Wizkid and Tiwa Savage are trending after Wizkid released a saucy music video with Tiwa Savage titled Fever, and people on social media aren't taking it lightly. At I Am Latif7 says Wizkid be romancing with his grandmother, all in the name of music video. And at Anya_Nomso says, I still don't think Wizkid and Tiwa are doing anything. The proper PR stunt to keep mouths talking. Is there any bigger story that would sell more than biggest male and female acts in Africa romancing? I think not.
Things people do for music sales. Well, we'll hear the end of that. Thank you very much, Mapitso. And that's how we wrap up the Midday News. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. I am Arba Kumsin. Good afternoon.